Coming to you from Schuster Careers for our third Celebrity Stylist Challenge, brought to you by Team Scott Inspire. I'm your host, Scotty James Scott. Our first celebrity has one of the most recognizable faces in Harrisburg. When I announced the celebrity, people said, "Be careful, he cleans up well." I'll let you see for yourself. Please welcome Harrisburg City Police Chief, Thomas Carter.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for accepting the invite.
Sure.
Before we get started, briefly take us through the journey from Officer Carter to Police Chief Carter.
I believe I can do that. I want to take you even further than that. My first dealings with the city police, I was a young man. I didn't get in trouble or anything like that, but I would just notice that there weren't very many people of color on the force, and I was always curious about, how they operate, what makes them do certain things that they do,
Okay.
the laws that they enforce. My neighbor was Alexander Whitlock. He was the first black police chief here in the city. I used to talk to him, and the curiosity was there, but I never took that step forward to become a police officer because I didn't want to lose my friends. At that time, my friends were important to me, and they would say to me, "Man, you don't want to be a police officer. You don't want to do this." But I just had that burning urge inside of me, to become a police officer.
Okay.
So one day when the police were in my neighborhood, and they were arresting some young man, and he was mouthy and he was combative and stuff like that, but I thought that if the police officers would have talked the situation down, then the outcome would have been different. I said right then and there, you know what? I'm going to take the test. I'm going to become a police officer because my friends aren't going to pay my bills. They're not going to give me food money, gas money, or anything like that if I needed it.
Okay.
So I took the test. I got hired by the city police, went through training, PSP, down in Hershey, for my initial training. Got back to the city, became a police officer, went through the FTO training. And it was different, an experience for me, because trying to understand everything, like you have different challenges. You have challenges of, you grew up in the city and you know a lot of people, so if you arrest your friends and stuff like that, then you're going to get a bad name, But the law is a specific thing, If you commit a certain crime, it tells a police officer that you will arrest for a certain crime. Now, discretion falls in there too, but a lot of times you don't really have that.
Okay.
So after a couple of years of, really trying to find my way and get my feet wet, after I accomplished that, then I was transferred to our criminal section.
Okay.
I started investigating homicides and shootings, rapes, robberies, and stuff like that. And I really liked doing the violent crime stuff. That was my thing. The more and more I got into it, I decided that I wanted to climb the ladder. So every time you want to move up, you have to take a civil service test. Because it's a competitive process when it comes to police work. And it was a challenge. But I finally made it, and my ultimate goal was to become police captain of our criminal section.
Okay.
I finally accomplished that thanks to Mayor Thompson. And then I was thinking about making my exit because I made captain, and a little voice kept saying to me, "No, don't leave yet. There's something else coming for you." So I listened to it, and 2 months later I became acting police chief under Mayor Thompson. And then when she lost election to our current mayor, Pat Mafoose, I didn't know what was going to happen. My future was like sort of cloudy. Okay. So then him and I had a conversation one day, and he told me that he was going to keep me as police chief, and like make me permanent police chief. So, here I am.
Very good. It's a feel-good story, So this is the hometown guy, reaching his goal. This also goes to show that you can do anything that you want to do. So for those young kids out there, what would you tell them?
I would tell them any desire that you have, any interest that you have, follow that desire, follow that interest. Never sell yourself short. Never say that I can't do anything. Never say, that's something that's like too hard, because if you have a burning desire to achieve it, you can do it. If you believe in yourself, and if you prepare yourself, if you educate yourself, then you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to.
Very good. So take never out of your vocabulary.
Yes.
Very good. And we're going to move to our questions that I have for you today. Now, you did sue somebody today.
Yes.
Give us a little rundown on that. How did it go for you?
Surprisingly, it went really well. I was a little bit nervous, when I first met the young man. When I first walked through the doors, it was a little challenge. Him and I met, we started talking, and I found out his personality. I asked him some questions, and so we were able to transition from a pair of shorts to a suit. A really nice blue suit with a white shirt, a lighter colored blue tie with brown and yellow stripes in it, and some brown shoes that accented the tie, and it looks really, really well. I'm really proud of the collaboration that him and I did, to come up with this suit.
Well, I think he's very, very happy, and hopefully when he goes to get that interview, he lands that job.
He will, because he's a very positive person, and he's very humble. You have to be humble too. He wants that change. He has that desire to become an intricate part of society. It's up to all of us. We all could make that choice, either go good or bad. This young man, he spoke passionately about changing his life and achieving the things he wants to.
So basically, we can't pigeonhole or stereotype these young men that come in here because of their past.
No, we can't.
Just to switch the gears a little bit. Now, obviously, you are a dapper young man. What would be one of your go-to accessories that you practice on a daily basis? When we had Dave Marchesky here, his go-to accessory was the pocket square. When we had Dennis Owens, he liked the cufflinks and socks.
I like bow ties, and I like paisley colored ties.
Okay.
I like watches. I like the combination of your shoes and your tie to sort of have the same colors in them.
Wow, you did a fine job on that. How would you rate your experience here today, Chief?
My experience was excellent here. I learned a lot of valuable lessons. Sometimes, we're busy with our day-to-day lives. We don't understand, that somebody needs us to reach out to them and give them some kind words of confidence, just to spend time with them.
Exactly.
So my experience was just excellent.
Okay. So obviously you would do this again.
Oh yes, definitely.
Well, let's take this a step further. Do you have somebody in mind that you would challenge to come down here and do what you did today?
Well, I believe, that law enforcement, we should challenge another law enforcement person. So I want to challenge my good friend, District Attorney Ed Marsico, to come down here to be on the program, address the client, giving them advice on the interview process and the whole thing. I know that he'll do a great job. He wants people to succeed and not come back to the criminal justice system. So I challenge Mr. Marsico to come down here.
Wow, that's the cream of the crop right there.
Yes.
Well, Ed Marsico, from one law enforcement person to another, come on down. You've just been challenged. If this is something that you would like to do, please reach out to us. We would love to have you down here. Once again, I want to thank you, Chief Carter, for seriously blessing us with your presence. It was amazing what you did to your client. It was also amazing to meet you for the first time. So please come down here again.
Well, I thank you, for the kind words. I will be down here, just reach out to me. You have my contact number,
Definitely.
information, and I assure you the pleasure is all mine.
Thank you. As always, desire to inspire kindness. If you like what Suits to Careers and Team Scott Inspire are doing for your community, please like us on Facebook and visit our website.
The whole job market is when you sell yourself. You have to know how to sell yourself. You have to know how to, answer the question and look at the person who was talking to you. Just answer that question.